So, I can talk to animals now. At the very least, this mama cat. That's cool. Well, it isn't exactly talking, but more of an understanding. Whatever I did brought her back to life and connected her to me. I even feel the budding sensations of thought coming from the runt of the litter, who is seemingly more energetic than the rest of his siblings. I wonder, is it really air that I've been breathing? I know the term breath of life, but it felt more like my very strength was being sapped when I helped the mama cat and the cub. I breathe a little more, purposely taking a bunch of big gulps. I actually feel a little lightheaded somehow, and that is a truly odd sensation with no head. Though before I can feel anything else, I begin blowing, giving this special air to the other cubs and even more to the mama cat. Now instead of lightheaded, I feel drained and sluggish for a while more, which again, as a glorified pebble, really feels all sort of strange. Looking at the cubs, they're all mewling with life, which is an overall improvement from earlier. I'd say their coats are also fuller and even slightly glossy. The mama cat was the real turnaround. Even as I watched her, she had begun to fill out and looked as if she had always been a healthy big cat, rather than the pitiful emaciated thing that came in earlier. Sometime later, mama cat gets up, leaving the now sleeping and full kittens to rest. Surprisingly, she pads over to my pebble, leaning in and sniffing at me before touching me with her forehead, rubbing against the ground and flopping to the ground with a huff. She seems really happy and appreciative. After a few more moments, she gets up and starts heading out of the cave. As far as I can tell, she's going off to get something to eat, which is fine by me, of course. Now I'm all alone. Well alone with 4 sleeping cubs. Really, they're somehow even more adorable now that they're healthy, happy and stuffed. Here's where I'm starting to realise that I may not be home anymore. While Mama Cat's fur had a deep ebony black luster, these kittens all have different coloured coats. The runt is slate grey / maybe a shade of black, and the other boy cub is a distinct reddish orange. Of the 2 girl cubs, one is almost cloud white, while the other is quite literally a sky blue. I'm not sure how else to put it. I'll be the first to admit I'm not all too familiar with animals, but natural genetics don't work like that, right? What is even more confusing is that all 4 have a distinct green ring around their right ears, almost the exact shade of my gem, and I can't help but wonder what that means. 3 hours later. The sun is going down outside, when suddenly I'm hit with a wave of warmth and energy. At first I'm worried that one of the cubs died somehow, but then images flash before my metaphorical eyes of Mama Cat running down and killing a white-furred speckled deer of some kind. So, yeah, that was surreal for sure. Looking around, I can see my bubble has grown just a little bit more, whereas my pebble is now more along the lines of a chunky marble. So, that's also good news. The cubs are up and about, surprisingly enough. Their eyes are already open, which doesn't seem right, but who am I to question a cub when they can or can't open their eyes? They're not very fast, but watching them saunter and amble around just makes my imaginary heart flutter. They're so adorable. The group of them explore the small section of the cave, and eventually, they make their way around to me. I'm admittedly a little nervous. Outside of Mama Cat, my gem hasn't been interacted with before. It isn't long until they've set upon me, and I really had no reason to worry as they gently bat me around. The cubs amble slowly, but are surprisingly mobile for having been born mere hours ago. What I do notice, however, is that my bubble moves with me, and it looks like I remain in the centre of it, no matter where I go. The cubs tucker themselves out before long, forming a pile of fluff over my marble that just makes me wish I still had hands to ruffle them up. I'm just watching over the cubs some more when I sense something entering my bubble. That's a big fucking snake. What do you think you're doing here? Get the fuck out. You don't belong here. Hey, stop getting closer. I see you eyeing the cubs. Back the fuck off. Hey. It's not stopping. The big fucking tongue flicking in the air, as I know is already tasting the cubs. Oh no you don't. Mama Cat, get back here. Quick. Your cubs are in danger. The snake isn't stopping. Why is it here now? Get away! Don't! The fucking snake is already rising up, a low hiss emanating from it as it gets ready to snap. No! Suddenly, There's a flash of movement, and I'm feeling drained before a huge amount of warmth and energy begins flooding my system. I force myself to focus on what's happening when I see that spears made from the stone of the cave walls and floor sprung out, skewering the serpent right for its open maw and along the length of its body. Did I do that?